Welcome to the Law Dad Podcast, brought to you by Pritchard Injury Firm. I'm Zach Pritchard, lawyer, husband, and very tired father.
Dive into the heart of law and life with The Law Dad, Zach Pritchard, your guide through the world of injury law in North Georgia and Tennessee, where law, life, and leadership meet.
So technically this could be considered, I guess, the rematch because we have my favorite guest back for the second time. She's the first returning guest because it was so much fun the first time. So we got to hear from the wonderful, great, beautiful, awesome Alexis Pritchard. One more time. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I'm good.
I'm glad you're back.
I'm better after this weekend.
Yeah, me too. Tell us what happened this weekend. What was so good?
You tell me, where did we go? Was it Saturday night? Sunday night? Saturday night.
Friday night?
I don't know. What did we do Friday night?
Friday night was the Sunday school party. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, you know, so then that was funny too.
Oh, okay.
I saw the pictures.
Okay.
No, Saturday. So like all weekend has been about kids and Christmas. Mm-hmm. And we send the kids out. The kids go away for a couple of hours to your sister's house so that we can assess what we have for Christmas.
Yes.
Now, mind you, I'm the only one who focuses on Christmas gifting. And I start in like October.
So this is, if we were in court, this is where I would object and we would go talk to the judge. Okay, because that's so not true. That's so not true. We talk about gifts.
You lie.
You may execute. Okay.
Oh, I mean, I execute.
Right, but see, here's the interesting.
Oh, it doesn't matter what we talk about. Execution is key. I execute. I'm the only one who executes.
There is good reason for that.
Okay.
So that I don't have to send packages back because Mama didn't order them. But anyway, continue. Yes.
I get all of our gifts out for both girls and like strow them out in the foyer so we can assess like what we and get them all like in piles because you have to make it kind of even and like look whatever. And I look up and Zach is just.
Would you call it a pile? Did it qualify as a pile?
It was a little lopsided.
Okay.
Jackass.
All right. Hey.
But I look up and Zach is scowling.
Scowling.
I'm like, what's the problem? He's like, it's not enough. I'm like, what do you mean? And herein lies the philosophical problem, is the fact that we give our kids everything. They have no wants. They have no wishes. They have no needs. And
so it's a weird.
We put all this stuff up and run to Target. And he's like, I'm about to go ham. I
did say that. I did say ham.
I'm like, well, go ham. Go.
Target toy aisle is like, it's pretty legit.
It was very picked over, though.
It was.
Very picked over.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But Paige gave us a lot of material to work with, which was good.
Paige circled every damn thing in that Amazon catalog.
That's another way to say it. Yeah.
But so Zach's like, well, let's get it. I'm like, but she doesn't really want it. Like, she just got circle happy. So fine. Yeah, I could go ham and put everything on the aisle in the cart too. Mm-hmm. But like, fine, put thought behind it and then go ham. You can't.
Well, her little pile, to use your word, was on the struggle bus. And I was like, this poor kid is going to have like.
This poor kid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're right. I mean, look. The problem is too, okay, here's how it goes for 364 days of our year. You ready? Hey, I really want to get the girls these dresses. Is it okay? Here's that. Of course. In my mind, that's why I work. I want them to have nice clothes. Whatever they want to do is great.
Anyway, I didn't even tell you this morning. So Everclear lost 2 of her molars. 2 yesterday.
In the span of an hour and a half. Not a joke.
Trying to like pull them out?
I mean, they were ready to go when she pulled them out.
She was like, hey, they're ready to go. And she pulled one out and she was like, actually, Dad, I got another one on this one's pretty loose too. Next thing I know, we're at the restaurant and, we went to at Jefferson's, place you didn't work. And she pulled it out. It was crazy.
At the restaurant.
At the restaurant. So we get home. Now, out in public would have been the perfect place to be like, hey, Zach, can you run through the ATM? So we get home, and I'm like, hey, you've got some cash, Shirley. I've had cash, like, all, and I just don't right now. And so he's like, I have nothing. And I'm like, great. So we go upstairs, we put Zach is adamant. So Zach comes out of his, like, we have, like, an emergency stash. He comes out, and he is holding a $100 bill. And I'm like, I will sooner come up with a lie as to why the tooth fairy did not show up tonight than you stick that $100 bill under her pillow.
Also, his stash was $200. So, yeah, half of the stash is gone.
Right. If I mean for emergency purposes.
Yeah, right. Like, you know, gotta have
bill.
something and go. Yeah.
You've lost your marbles if you think for a second that I am giving her a $100 bill. I will put an IOU. I will put a letter. I will put something that says, hey, I ran out. It's not happening.
So, two things. First.
He comes to, no.
Okay, I'm going to give you some context after you're finished. Go ahead.
So, after I replace Polly into her new location, Elf.
You did good, by the way.
For all the little ears that may hear this, Elf is in a new position. And a creative one, I might add. Zach says to me this morning, hey, what'd you end up doing? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I mean, the tooth fairy. And I'm like, I can't be everything. I'm Polly. I'm that. And I forgot. And I didn't go out and get cash. And I'm not sticking. He runs out of and I know exactly what he's doing. He runs out of the bathroom. And damned if he does not stick the $100 bill under her pillow. So she says to me in the car today, she comes downstairs and like holding the $100 bill. And I'm like, you've got to be joking. Oh my God. Da, da, da. She gets in the car. She's like, I know it was Dad's. He had those $200 bills sitting on the counter. I'm like, you should have gone with a lie. We should have put an IOU. Should not have put the $100 bill there.
Why didn't you give it back?
Give what back?
It was like legit in my. Where did she stick it?
Stick what?
The $100 bill.
It's sitting on the acrylic, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, she knows it's hers now, but.
It is hers. 2 molars in the span of an hour and a half. That's pretty special. And before I left, she said, I really hope the tooth fairy brings me the big bucks for the 2 molars. She said that.
This is our.
She said the big bucks. This is the big. Yeah, $100 is the big bucks.
Oh, that's astronomical. It could have been like a 20.
Well, she's also fantastic.
Oh my God.
And
we're teaching our children nothing.
No, that's not true. Avery Claire is grounded.
Zach says to me, this is speaking of teaching.
Like, well, grounded in that she not in trouble, but is.
She's a good kid.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
2 molars in an hour and a half is pretty rare. I don't remember doing that.
So bizarre. Zach says to me this morning, Paige is in like a weird shoe phase. She only likes Crocs.
Okay, come on, Kayla. Come on now, girl. Don't do it. Don't you back your friend up. Say it. Don't you back your friend up.
She likes Crocs. So I've done everything this morning and we're like running very late. And I'm like, you deal with the shoes. So she has purple shoes and they have shoelaces on them. Purple tennis shoes. She is not loving tennis shoes these days. And so I knew already it was going to be an argument. But like the girl has got to wear tennis shoes. Like it's 40 degrees outside. She can't wear Crocs all the time.
Right.
Anyway, so she starts to put it on and loses her mind. And I hear Zach just goes, it's fine. We'll get you some slide-ons. And you have to know the context of like where we have been with like Paige lately and us taking shortcuts. And it's, our kids are suffering. So I looked at him, I was like, we're not going to get slides. She has got to learn how to tie her shoes. You will suffer through this. So Zach keeps fighting her. Then all of a sudden I hear, woosah, woosah, woosah. Zach's over there trying to calm himself down before he loses his shit over these tennis shoes. But we cannot just keep being like, it's fine. We'll make it easy on you.
No.
It's fine. We'll give you $100 for your 2 teeth. No, we will not.
Okay, so first, Avery's a good kid.
He has no rebuttal for that.
And no, I have no remorse. I got to be honest with you. I don't feel bad. I'm glad that I gave her the $100 bill, and which is interesting because I never have any cash, so I now have negative cash, I guess. But I'm happy to give it to her, and she's so sweet, and she's appreciative. And the second thing is, now this is where I need your help, Caleb, because okay. We were in Under Armour in Woodstock, all right? Paige is obsessed with her Crocs, okay? Now, I don't know. I know that Mama don't like Crocs. But if you walk around probably the city of Cartersville for the next hour and a half, you're probably going to see a lot of people who wear Crocs. I've been out and see adults wear Crocs all the time. I think it's a little much, but there is clearly a big Croc following.
Crocs are fine.
They're okay
just
at
all
best.
the time.
But there are so many people who wear them all the time. And I think it's a little weird. But so I don't think it's weird that our child does, but adults wearing Crocs all the time, unless you're like a healthcare professional or something like that, it's kind of odd. Okay. However, okay, here enters my thought. Okay. We're in Under Armour and I see this guy in front of me. He's like in his mid-20s. And he's got Croc-looking tennis shoes. They're called Canes, okay? And I have never heard of Canes, but
they're like natives, but like more athletic.
They're supposed to be good for your feet and good for recovery. And I asked him, I was like, hey, man. And I told him the whole thing. And he laughed because I said, this is what's going on with my daughter. This looks like an awesome fix. You know, and he's like, man, they're incredible. They're good for your feet. They're good for your legs, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's my fix. And that's why I asked her this morning, like, hey, we could get you some slides. That's what I meant is I'm trying to pad to see if she'll like these things.
She's 8 years old and doesn't know how to tie her shoes. Almost 8. How old were you? Do you remember?
Oh, I was older.
Okay. And I think Avery was like 7, 8. But like, I just cannot continue to give her like Birkenstocks.
No.
Yeah, but what else did y'all do?
Well, we did knock the shopping out, which was good.
No, I got to go do more of that today. Oh, my God. We went to, and I got to make sure that my kids don't hear this. We go to Academy, and they have...
Oh, I'm pumped about this thing.
The coolest thing. Not the coolest thing. It's just a normal, like, basketball shooting thingy.
Like a side-by-side. You know, you see it in the arcades. It's not that substantial, but it's like a side-by-side little mini arcade kind of thing.
Anyway, it's $100 off. So it's a hot deal. So it's $100. Yeah. So we call the guy over, and I'm like, surely these are, like, back behind somewhere. They were gone in 24 hours.
Yeah, and there was
like a pallet of them gone in 24 hours. So I'm driving to Perimeter today to pick up the one that they have at Perimeter.
This is nice. That'll be fun.
Does it have your name on it?
Yes, it does. I already ordered it like curbside pickup. They better bring it out to the car. Anyway.
Will this go into the basement?
Yes.
That you guys don't go into?
Yes.
Yes, the basement that...
Well, I'm trying to make it better.
And no, but you've got all the girls coming over. That's going to be awesome.
We've got like 25th grade girls coming up. They won't be there for this. That won't be there.
No, I mean, I get that. But I mean, hopefully, look, AC has people over and Paige is going to have some friends over. Mm-hmm. It's fun.
No, my problem is purchasing things that they don't need, that fill up space. So to me, this is a kill two birds with one stone. We need things in the basement that are like athleisure, athletic, like fun stuff. But like going to the aisles of Target and just finding shit to put in your buggy, nothing irritates me more.
And I will say this: we really didn't do that too much. I mean, we did get things.
But I mean,
we got some really good stuff. We got I'm really pissed because they did not have the classic Simon. Simon the game.
Do you know what that is?
I'm gonna lose it.
I didn't either.
I'm not that freaking old. Okay, Simon.
Like Simon Says?
No.
Oh my God.
It's the red, yellow, green, blue thing, and I still don't know what you did.
You follow the pattern. Beep, boop.
Like
beep, boop, beep.
But with your hand.
Beep, boop.
It's really stupid.
Yeah. It's not stupid. It's a memory game, and if you're not good at it, it's okay.
I don't think
But I'm a Simon champion. I don't even know if they have that, but listen, Simon wore that out.
Simon Says winner right here.
And it was gone. Well, a lot of the stuff that Target had was gone. The shelves are bare. Mm-hmm. But it was gone.
Well, we picked up some good things, some good games and that kind of stuff, some things they wanted.
Well, and like, where are the educational games? Like, so few of this crap. See, I just don't want to get her stuff that's going to rot her brain.
No,
like, or take up space in our house.
So
then she not use.
I understand.
Brain Quest. Do you remember Brain Quest?
Speaking of aging yourself, holy crap!
It's really old. You don't remember.
Throwback. No, she doesn't know. It's created when the Game Boy came out. Good Lord.
Hey, Brain Quest was a good one. We used to play those in like gift. I'm gonna look into that.
It's like Cranium, but with just flashcards. It's basically what it is. Okay. So I have to give a quick shout out because you talk about educational things, right? So not all of it is bad. Paige had me download this app called the Novel Effect. Okay. The Novel Effect is essentially this, where you can search children's books. And as your child reads them,
if anyone is listening to this at all,
you need to download this.
Coolest app.
And if your child also, and I'm going to give you another shout out, if your child has a hard time kind of winding down or turning it off, hell, if you're an adult who has a hard time winding down and turning it off at night, I mean, this is the coolest thing. So Paige will go in there, pick out whatever book it is. You can search it. Okay. They do have ebooks, but it's kind of more fun to use them in tandem.
Like if you have an actual
So you
book.
have the hardback, right? So she read, I forget what story she read last night, but it follows along. It listens to your voice. And as you say, like, so for example, the leaves crunch beneath Sophie's feet, it will go.
It is wild.
And it plays like a nice little background music and listens to you. And it's like, then Papa came down and cooked us breakfast, and it'll be like, breakfast is ready. And you'll hear that like on I'm serious.
It is the coolest thing.
It's so cool.
She could pause and like go pee and then come back. So it's not a timed thing.
Right.
It's literally picking up on leaves. Crunch, crunch.
Right. So you can leave in the background music will still play, and it's pleasant background music. I mean, it's very interactive. I literally at nighttime.
He knocked on the door.
And then it'll be like, you'll hear go donk, donk, donk. I mean, it's wild.
It is the coolest thing. She gets in bed, like runs to bed.
Loves it.
Gets out the book and reads it with such animation. It is the coolest thing.
And it allows her to feel like kind of fulfilled right before she goes to bed, and just kind of, that's her big deal. That's why she always wants the book.
How'd she hear about this?
I have no idea.
School?
I guess. I don't know.
Shout out to Miss Evans.
Yeah,
that
shout
sounds
out.
like a Miss Witten thing.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sounds like a Steam thing. I don't know. The coolest app.
It is the coolest, because you're exactly right. She doesn't just read through it or whatever. She gets into it. It teaches her inflection and all those things. It's really cool. So a big shout out to Novel Effect.
Pritchard Injury Firm.
We had our company Christmas party on Tuesday. It was really fun.
Yep.
Max Chop House, Marietta.
God, it's so good.
Took everybody to lunch.
So good.
That felt good. That was a really
fun.
good day.
And it's so cool because they put us up in that private room so you could see all of Marietta Square up top. That was beautiful. Y'all did a great job getting that,
All Kayla.
Good job, Kayla. Good work. Yeah, that was fun. And then, we did the Secret Santa. That was fun. That's intense now that we have so many people now.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm
like,
getting
whoa.
overwhelmed. We've got.
Wow.
Are we doing something on Friday, like a brunch or something, or no? Just pajamas.
I think we're just doing PJs. Yeah.
Maybe we'll just a Carter's office thing and
Well, I'd be here for that.
get some breakfast ordered or something or whatever. But
Yeah. Other than that, no, I think we're.
I'm just overstimulated. We did the Sunday school class Christmas party on Friday night, which was hilarious.
That was fun.
And then we talked about it in Sunday school on Sunday, and I really debriefed about it a little bit. Like, it was incredible. We hung out, we ate, and then they put all this, all the men, all the spouses on one side, all the women on the other side. So their easels are in front of them, so I can't see because it's turned to Zach and mine is turned to me. So you sit them across from your spouse, and then like 45 minutes of painting. And it was so funny.
It was fun and funny.
It was the most cathartic
It really was.
All I did was focus on the strokes. I really focused, not on my phone, not on my kids, not on the business, not on him. Like, it was awesome and hilarious.
Yeah, we were messing around the whole time.
Danny Parker was hilarious. He did the
He is just awesome in general, but he's
Forrest Gump,
hilarious.
you know, when they it sprays on the shirt and it's just a smiley face. So he just
Courtney.
and Courtney was like less than thrilled. She was like, "That was great." It's kind of clever though.
It was clever. It was funny.
It was really fun.
And you did unbelievably well.
I know.
I could not believe it. I didn't know that she was that artistic. I
Zach
really didn't.
was like, I had no
I was
idea. I'm like,
taken
I don't
aback.
have a lot of time to show you, but like
I've never
relatively
seen that or
artistic.
heard that side of you or anything like that. I know your mother is unbelievably talented and painted 2 of the paintings down in our conference room downstairs. Like, right?
No.
Oh.
It was Chase Lawrence.
Oh, well, Chase is great too.
No, Mom has.
But she
does
has
things
stuff like that.
You're right.
Okay.
You're so right. But
Thank
no,
you.
that's Chase Lawrence.
Really?
Yes.
Super cool. I didn't know Chase did those. That's awesome. I mean, I didn't know that those were his.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
good.
I wanted all
He's
of,
incredibly
ties
talented.
from Cartersville.
For those of y'all that don't know, Chase Lawrence, brother of Trevor Lawrence. So,
Yeah.
super cool.
Good artist.
Incredible artist. He's great.
What can Alexis not do?
He'll struggle.
Pass.
Whatever. Come up with something.
She made curtains. She can do anything.
He'll struggle to come up with something. What can I not do? I mean, I can think of one big thing, but
Yeah. And we're probably thinking the same thing.
cook.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no. Can't and won't. 2 different things. I can cook. I don't cook.
Why don't you do Alexis?
It's kind of like this. It's kind of like this, right? Like, I can throw a baseball 95 miles an hour. No, I don't. But I can, but I just don't. So let's go with that, right?
And present day 2024.
I can cook.
Sure. We're just,
I can. I just don't.
I will say this: your repertoire is actually not bad. The couple of dishes that you
I
got
cook well.
are real good. The chicken orzo, very good. I hope you haven't forgotten
would
chicken
get-
parm.
I would get more creative.
I think you
If
have been
I
able to
had
revive.
Someone to grocery shop
crock
and have
pot.
the items in the fridge for me. And then bigger deal is what? What do I really hate to do, which nobody else in my house does when we're done?
Clean up? I don't know.
Clean up?
Yeah.
Like dishes, sink and cleaning and dishwasher? Oh, no. Yes. It's awful. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But I can cook. I
Yeah.
just
Choose not to. You said it. I didn't say it. But we both know it.
Her pot roast has come a long way.
But thank God it's back from the dead because
Because I bought the $35 crock
Lord,
pot.
you
If anyone else out there thinks that there's a better crock pot, there's not. All these new machines, these Ninja things, and the this things, and the fryer this thing, go with the $39.99 crock pot brand crock pot to bring your pot roast back
it was
to
the
life.
Ninja crock pot that got you.
It is. Well, the 3 other ones that I thought this will be cool. No.
Do I need to tell my Carter Smith story again?
It was a good story.
It was. It ain't the golf club.
It wasn't the crock pot, but it was.
It was absolutely the crock pot. It was absolutely the crock pot.
Right. Yes.
I just don't know where we all thought like we needed these like spaceships for everything. Like, just go back to the basic. Mm-hmm. Just go back to the normal.
It gives nice and gadgets.
What are you looking forward to most in 2025? Let's start personally. Professionally.
I've said it every year that we've had this business, and I want to coast. I'm ready to coast.
Well,
We have put so many things into play in 2024. It was like, and I've said this analogy before.
yeah.
when you do a science experiment, you can't change all the variables at one time or you'll never know what's affecting.
Yeah, you don't have a control.
You don't have a control. We put so many variables into play that I just want to let them cook. I want them to like actually work, and I want to see what works, what doesn't work. And the only way that will happen, Mr. Pritchard, is if we don't add more variables to the fire.
Okay. Well, here's your only issue with that, right? Is your needs constantly change.
Not necessarily. I get staff. I get employment.
Okay.
But other than that, there's nothing else that we need today.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Nothing else. We have a full staff. We have 3 offices. We have all the software that we need. No more shiny gadgets. No more, oh, look, that sounds fun.
No, well, I mean, I think we got that out. I mean, here's the other thing with that as well, is that, the AI craze, right, has kind of died down a little bit, and everybody realized, like,
there are issues.
There's problems with it, and it's all well and good, but what's the true application?
Zach is the technology version of you. Kayla is like, marketing works on her. She is like your absolute best customer, because if there is something shiny on her phone that looks like, and it's in the fashion world, done, bought.
You buy this stuff?
In the cart, in her backseat, ready to return.
So the people at Facebook, their algorithm is that they're so pumped. They're just like follow Kayla, what are you
Walker,
doing? Like they've got probably like a team of like 4 people just listening to you
Kayla
all day.
Yes,
like just
she is.
Send her this.
She knows exactly what's like up on stock, like brand new things are ready, and she gets them. You are the technology version of this. Zach will go to a conference, and what do I tell him before he goes? Don't buy anything unless you and I talk about it. Oh, but this new thing looks so cool. I had to subscribe. I had to get it. I had to test it out. Basic.
That's the worst
You need
part.
the $39.99 crock pot.
The worst part is that you don't know until you try some of that stuff. I mean, things to help streamline our processes and make our staff, more effective and more efficient. And the other, I will tell you this, here's the cool part, is that I've realized we just have awesome staff. And our staff is more than capable of handling a case. If we had an Excel spreadsheet, they would still do a great job. They communicate with their clients. They care, right? They ask questions when they don't know. So,
well, it's funny. We just talked about this last week with
there's too much. I mean, all this AI crap, and this can do that and that can do that. And you go, eventually what happens is, believe it or not, and this is what I've learned, and so this will make you, I think, feel a little bit better. But in 2024, what I learned about some of this technology is, while it's supposed to gear towards saving you time, if you have so much of it that you go down, it actually adds time. Because you have to now organize all that crap together and figure out how you're going to use it, right? It's supposed to be like all at your fingertips, but it's really not.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was like very commonsensical to me. So
not
I don't
really.
know why
I mean,
that wasn't
not really. I mean, it makes sense in theory, and I'm not going to say, but like one of the things that we're not going to use is this idea of, okay, hey, clients can go in and have their own portal, and they can see, in this phase, this is what the explanation is here. Well.
Who's going to do that?
Well, I think you make
You would do that.
There are people
You would
who
utilize a portal.
do like it, but here's the problem: is it's geared towards arming them with the knowledge, but without having the human touch, so that they
But
so that
what
they
are
can
we
go.
known for?
I agree with you.
So we talked about this last week
That's the issue,
with
is that
Homa.
it's like, hey, having a conversation with Jennifer or Julie or Macy or any of our staff, like.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
And so
there is no beating
What I
that.
love, though, is
No.
I think that you've put into place, into practice, safeguards for your staff.
Sure.
So like Zach capped the number of cases that your paralegal has at like in my opinion,
Very reasonable number.
a ridiculously probably low to
It is
reasonable
low.
number.
It is low.
In comparison to what
But
I
it's
think
fine.
a lot of other firms do.
I know.
So that just like you said, like you've set the bar for great customer service, and you have phenomenal staff. So as long as you keep their case load low, they should be able to call all of their clients.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
if they
and
want to talk about like a hangnail they have, they should have the time to do it.
Yeah.
And capacity to do it. So like we don't need software then to do automated client touches when your staff is so good and you've protected them well enough.
Well, let me say this: it wasn't so much
it
wasn't to replace the customer service piece at all. It was simply to arm them with, if this was a little one-off or two-off. I think what I probably overinflated in my mind was the mundane, regular, I don't want to say the word needless, but just, very mundane, basic
Clients
questions.
Don't call just to shoot the shit.
No, just basic questions that they had that we could easily, me shooting a 3-minute video and saying, here, this explains what the deposition process is or this whatever. And maybe there is, I think there is probably a large difference between, say, the litigation process and your pre-litigation process. But
educating them to process and protocol, I think is still very, I love that concept. But when there's I have a direct question, it's just, you can't be picking up the phone and calling.
No, and you should be able to do that. And
paralegal.
it wasn't supposed to be to put us between that. It was just supposed to, I was going to say, hey, listen, if this is something that doesn't need a paralegal's touch or an attorney's touch, then here. But I just don't think, for us, that doesn't work. For us, what works is
great people
who have great answers to the questions and are here when you need us. And that's it. That's just, there's it.
What are you looking forward to in 2025?
In 2025? Probably the same. Very much the same is efficiency, handling the numbers, better, having calculated growth, those kinds of things. Just getting dialed in from a business infrastructure standpoint, getting really dialed in with that stuff. I think we already do a really good job, to be honest with you. But I think you can always get better. That, and then of course, continuing pouring into our leaders here.
Do you know what I think it'd be cool if we did? We did this, like the education world went this, the pendulum went there 15 years ago, where they expected to, on school observations, for you to have your data up somewhere. So at Adairsville High School, when I was there, we called it the war room. So all of our data, you had to be careful because it had to be confidential. You can have names attached to it, but all of your data was printed on posters and put up in this massive conference room, so that anytime you met as a team or leadership or whatever, your data was there. I think we should have our data up and visible on a regular basis.
What do you think was your biggest fail of 2024?
Ooh, good one.
Great question. Biggest fail? This sounds horrible. I don't know that there was really what I would designate as a fail.
ROPS was a fail.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah. Okay. So let's go. Yeah. So an overarching thing is yes, thinking we needed all these companies and all this other stuff in the tech space. Yeah, we did not know. I speak our CMR case management software.
Better than just about anything.
Yeah, really. I can change it myself. I don't need somebody else to charge me an arm and a leg
I think
to
that's
do
just
nothing.
Where we failed this year. Overextending yourself.
Overextending for sure.
What about personally?
Personally, work-life balance. No, my work-life balance was just not very good. Turning it off. Because when you, let's say it this way. Not getting in the appropriate professional headspace, we'll just say it that way, for opening a new office. We were so, and because of the good Lord's blessings, we were so successful in our Georgia offices that when we opened the one in Chattanooga, I thought it would just be
An extension.
an
of what we're
extension
doing
or an
here.
amplification of what we were doing.
Yeah.
But when you go into a new jurisdiction in a new city and you're hiring,
state.
That's what I'm saying. It's a complete, you are starting anew. We didn't really have a tie from within there. We went and we hired some amazing people from up there. We were lucky to get who we have up there. They're fantastic, right? But you have to put yourself in the mind space of, hey, whoa, you remember almost 6 years ago now, or 5.5 years, that's what it's like. You're starting a brand new branch. And because we don't do satellite, we do legitimately branches.
Yeah.
And that's the way this firm's set up though. And I just don't think I understood the gravity.
I didn't either. And had I known, because I'm always the brake pedal to your gas pedal, but had I really known, there would have been an absolute. So I guess in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't know because we wouldn't have it. But I would have brake pedaled that in a heartbeat, knowing that God, you have to file all this new stuff. Like you said, Woodstock is an
just
extension of
little
us.
things
It's
that
Georgia,
you-
it's 40 minutes away. This is their new numbers and new income tax numbers and don't have income tax, payroll tax numbers and just all this stuff.
Yeah. That's just a lot. There's a lot bureaucratically. There's a lot, from the legal side of things, and all which kind of helps translate. And I am glad of a couple things. I'm glad I did it with the experience that I have now, because I could not imagine.
Oh my God!
Could you imagine if you were just like a young lawyer and you just tried to kind of shoot from the hip and I'm going to do that? Oh my God! Now I've got the poise to where I can walk in. Push comes to shove, I can file a lawsuit, I can go litigate, and I can walk into a courtroom and try a case in any jurisdiction. And I have the confidence to do that. 10 years ago, oh my God.
Not so much.
No way. So I think that was the biggest learning thing is I would have done a little bit more research and truly prepared and had a plan of execution. I don't think we had a detailed, we should have done a business plan. I should have done a business plan.
Yeah.
Going into another jurisdiction, I should have literally started like we did here with a business plan. And this is our pro forma.
Yep.
This is our break even. This is what we're going to need. This is when we're going to, and we just didn't. I got a license and we got cases and we started marketing and we just went for it. And we did literally what we had done for our other office. And we were like, great, this is going to work the same. And it did not work the same.
It literally manifested.
Because
you said, I want an office. Kayla and I drove to Chattanooga.
Because
Kayla
it made
did a lot
sense
more
because we
research
get a
than
lot
I
of
did, and
cases
it
from up there.
just Poof. And just
We were getting
appeared.
cases up there though. That's the problem is it made natural sense.
Yeah.
But what happened is I think I thought, oh, it's it's calling us. So yeah, easy, right?
Yeah.
Not easy. No. And that was my biggest learning hurdle this year. But now, of course, now we're there. We've got an awesome spot. We got a great team up there, and we're kind of, like I said, we're hitting that whole, all those little foundational things I feel are in place. And so I'm excited to see where they go and where we go next year, because we're getting some good stuff.
I can tell you what your
state.
you touched on it for a second, but I think your personal fail, mine too, is that, and I think a lot of people who listen to this can relate to the fact that we don't turn it off.
Yeah.
And I think maybe staff underestimates too. I could be wrong about that.
Of course
but
they do. Everybody says, oh, I understand that y'all are so stressed. I understand that you guys, no, hell no.
When it is all we talk about. It's all we talked about in 2024. We're making a more conscious effort.
I was going to say, how do you feel, let's say, in the last 3 months?
Last 3 months.
Or whatever.
Last 3 weeks.
Okay. I feel like it's been.
No. October was awful.
Oh.
And that's all we talked about. And Beth McCardle, our therapist, by the way, so I will put that out there for sure.
Yeah, you need that.
We
Keep you
see
sane.
somebody regularly. And Beth says, you need to have a time where you just turn your phone over. I'm like, that is impossible. That is easier said than done.
It's easier said than done, but it's not impossible.
Whatever.
It's not impossible.
So we flew back from our trip over Thanksgiving. We get to Canada. We get to Toronto before our trip here. We're on like a 2.5-hour plane flight on a teeny tiny old plane.
Boy, howdy.
That does not have a television with our 10 and 7-year-old.
Gosh. Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible.
I thought I was going to crawl out of my skin because I didn't have something to look at, to do. And you're like that.
I stared at my watch for 30 minutes and I was like, okay, I won't look again. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. And then I looked down and it's been 5. It was the worst.
But you're like this at home too. I mean, we are addicted to our technology, but even more so addicted to conversing about what is most important to us. And unfortunately, this last year, it's been work.
Yeah.
I mean, you would no sooner hit the door. And that's all we would talk about.
And again, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but
to the point where we had to schedule time to talk about what we got our kids for Christmas. Like, we had to make a very conscious effort. Like, hey, can I have your focus for like an hour so that we can look at this? Okay, all right, we'll do it. We'll do it then. I'll make sure that they've got to be out of the house. We've got to get somebody to like watch, and then we'll pull it out. We'll talk. So we got to make that more of a thing in 2025 of just being like, it'll be there tomorrow. It'll all be there tomorrow.
But I don't feel like that's you at all. I got to be honest. That's not you at all.
I'm just as guilty. I know.
I mean, with technology, with like you don't.
No, I know. I
Saturday,
didn't mean it to be like a blaming thing.
But no. I'm not saying you are. But I'm just
too.
saying like I would love to on a Saturday hang out with the kids and the dogs and watch college football for 3 to 4 hours. I love that. That is not you. I mean, you're.
What am I?
All the things.
What am I doing when you're doing all that?
The things.
What am I doing?
All the
that
things.
Makes it sound like I'm addicted to technology. What am I doing?
It's not just technology. It's addicted to all the things.
Elaborate.
All the things. All the things. You're like.
All the things that have to get done.
Have to is a relative thing.
Do you like clean underwear?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Do you like clean dishes?
Uh-huh.
I don't sit down. No, I get it.
She doesn't.
I don't relax well.
And you don't. No, there is no relax. And I will say this too. Your role in the firm would allow you to have some kind of semblance of peace. Okay. But I think you feel it, saying I have to feel it when you don't.
I know, and I'm going to get better about that. 2025.
Are you? We hope. We hope, i.e. the conversation right before we hit record. Right? Right?
Can I also talk about a couple of marketing things? It's fun for me. It's my creative side. I like being creative.
I have literally thought I'm going to have to fire you to give you some peace. I've had the thought.
How would you fire Alexis?
Very simply. Very simply. You're out. Bye. See you at home. Love you.
Stay connected with the Law Dad, Zach Pritchard, across all your favorite platforms. Dive deeper into the stories, insights, and behind-the-scenes moments that make The Law Dad your go-to podcast. Follow us on Facebook for updates and community shoutouts. Catch inspiring snippets on Instagram. Connect with Zach on LinkedIn for professional insights. And don't miss our exclusive content on YouTube. Find our social media links in the description of today's show. Follow us now on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
This show is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute tax, investment, or legal advice. Please consult with a qualified professional before taking any action.